Okay, well, David Harper. If you watch the antique shows on BBC, you might have seen me. So I've been doing BBC antique programmes for about 20 years. And I met Phil a few years ago at his old antique centre just down there when filming Celebrity Antiques Road Trip. So Phil invited me down for the big opening day today, and it's been fabulous.
So what have you enjoyed about the event so far?
I think what I've enjoyed more than anything today is the people.
Yeah.
Because it's just rammed with people. You've got all the dealers in there, excited for the big opening, and public pouring in. And that just makes the place feel good. It creates a great atmosphere. And literally, I was filming for my own YouTube channel. And I filmed a queue of people.
Yeah.
It was like a supermarket queue waiting to buy antiques. So it was just great. He's done a cracking job.
Yeah.
He's laid it out beautifully. And if you've ever been to an antique centre before in your life, on quite a bright day, but it's quite chilly, on a chilly day, it will be freezing. You walk in there and it's warm. It's unbelievable. So yeah, wonderful.
So why should people come to Sims Vintage?
I think they've done it right. Sims Vintage have done it right. It's a good shopping experience. I'll give you the best example, probably, is they have a clothing department in there, vintage clothing. Now, vintage objects are the most environmentally things on the planet. It goes without saying. They've already been manufactured, and the 70 or 80% of the damage caused to the environment in anything is caused in the manufacturing. So buying anything antique and vintage is environmentally friendly, number one. Number two, you save loads of money because they're colossally cheap, inexpensive compared to the new, same quality. And three, you're different, your neighbour isn't going to have one. And I think going back to the vintage thing of clothing, there is a clothing department in there, and I've bought jackets from them in the past, and they don't smell like old clothes. That sounds a funny thing to say, but when you walk into vintage places and they're selling old clothes, they often smell a bit mothbally. These people clean them, they steam them, they smell beautiful, and you can buy a jacket for like £79 that will cost you £500 to buy new. Why wouldn't you come here?
And has there been any sort of items that you've been interested in particularly? Any sort of products that you might think of buying or recommend to people?
When you come to a place like this, you never know what you're going to see. And already today I filmed with handmade jewellery. There's a chap in there literally making artisan handmade pieces. So even though the sign says antiques and vintage, there are also people creating brand new objects which will be the vintage and antique of tomorrow. And on top of that, I've just filmed for my YouTube channel a boxed pair of flintlock gentleman's pistols from about 1800, £6,000 worth. These are self-defense weapons, but they are so beautiful in their manufacture. They're as good as pieces of sculpture. So you never know what you're going to find.